hornhvac.com. drumlandscapesupply.com. drumlandscapesupply.com. drumlandscapesupply.com.
Honey, what are you doing?
Oh, I figured if I rub...
Good morning, LKN. 7:06. Happy Thursday to you. You made it even closer. Another day closer. We're getting there, stretching on in. Welcome into the show. Good morning, LKN. Airs Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. Hanging out with you. We'll chat with Jimothy from ICATS about 7:15. Get a look on the streets outside because, we don't have any windows inside of here. Operation HELO and warmth.
Yes.
We've talked about winter is fast approaching. And for Western North Carolina, it gets cold.
It does get cold. It was chilly this morning.
I kind of said to myself yesterday when I was like, it's kind of a little chilly today. I was surprised.
When I left the Kane Center last night, I was cold. Cold. It was already cold inside, and then I went outside and I was like, it's colder outside somehow. You
and Bill were both texting about how cold it was.
It was so cold in there last
night.
Center.
Isn't that part of theater, though? Aren't you used to that with Katie having gone through theater?
Yes, it's always freezing in there.
They have to, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole thing.
And as I was leaving the house yesterday, I was like, I should grab a jacket. It's going to be freezing in there. But, oh well. I was right. It was.
But you didn't.
I didn't grab a jacket, though.
It's okay. Last night, the candidate forum for House District 98 here in North Carolina put on and presented by Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. Thanks to Bill Russell for letting us come hang out. I moderated the event. We broadcasted the event. We video live streamed the event. So it does live on the internet. And it'll
still
live
there.
forever.
You can go back and watch it at any point and see what the candidates had to say. But great turnout. Great crowd last night. So
people came out.
There were people there.
There were definitely people there. Questions were submitted from the crowd. I still have them right here.
We had a bunch of questions from the crowd.
There was quite a few. I'll tell you the overall synopsis for me. You met two people who, for at least District 98, didn't know a lot about. Now, there were certainly fans in the room, people who have been following, you could tell. But the ideas and the concepts that were discussed, right? The policies, the beliefs, the ideologies. It was. I appreciated both of them being willing to talk about things. It's some of it's not an easy conversation because you got to understand too, the state level, they got some power,
right?
Make some decisions,
right? Oh yeah, for sure. And I just appreciated the civil discussion. Like the way politics is kind of done in the media these days is like, has to be contentious. You have to be yelling at each other or talking over each other. But we can just have a polite conversation. We don't always have to have the same ideas on everything, but we can talk about what we think is different. And your opinion may be different than mine, but that's your opinion and you're allowed to have it. That's why we live in America,
Everyone's entitled to it.
Yeah, so I just appreciated that. There was no fist fighting, no yelling, no...
It's a great point, Mamie. That was really nice.
It was very nice. They were just both very pleasant.
Right, exactly. It sounds like really crazy to say out loud, but it was nice to see a civil debate.
That's it.
Or not even a debate, a forum. People present their own ideas. And it sounds simple, like that's how it should always be.
Yeah.
But it ain't always been like that.
No, it's definitely not trending that way these days either.
We're getting even closer, too. We're less than 30 days out from the election. If you haven't registered to vote, you should register to vote because you should vote. That's what your right is, and that's how you make your voice heard. And your voice does matter, and your vote does count. And so I encourage you, if you know somebody, if you haven't voted before, or if you debated voting or whatever, just go vote. It's actually not that complicated to do. You just really have to do it.
And right now, too, everywhere you go, like in front of the Kane Center, I was like, hi, would you like to register to vote? And I was like, already am, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's opportunities everywhere to be able to register to vote. I also saw an ad this week that said in North Carolina, you are required to have an ID this year to vote.
Yes, so there are
that was news to me. I did not know that.
Voter ID laws are in place. Now there is a scenario to where if like you forgot your ID, they do have a process, but it is a process.
It's a process. Like you can vote, but you have to come back and prove who you are. And so anyway, that was interesting to me.
Yeah,
I didn't know that happened.
And we've talked about that. There's the belief that that's going to cause a disparagement to the lower income socioeconomic people because they don't have an ID. They to go get an ID. All these factors, right? But I just don't see that being an issue for it's hard to believe with everywhere you have to present an ID at.
Right.
I mean, the only reason why it would be an issue is if like I forgot my wallet at home and I'm just annoyed at that.
Right. But I even keep Maybe it's not safe. Maybe I shouldn't say it. I keep a picture of my license on my phone, and it has come in handy very, 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 very many times.
You know, I asked that question. That was one of the questions last night
Yeah.
from the crowd was digital driver's license.
Digital driver's license. That's an interesting one. I had not heard of that. I have one. It's just
If
a
you
picture
knew
of
that your wife was going to vote the opposite way of you, would you hide her ID?
Just get to it.
Yeah.
No, because there's other forms that you can bring. You can just bring in 2 forms that show where you live.
Gotcha.
That's what they said in the ad too.
Right.
It was very informative ad that they put together. It was about 60 seconds explaining the rule that is passed and other ways to prove who you are, other than just a driver's license.
I think I'd have to. I mean, I can make the scenario up where I certainly,
Trust me,
you know, oh, babe, I'll drive. You go ahead and get in the car.
Right.
ID happens
Now
to
you
slip
would
out.
never do that. You would say you have your own thoughts and your own opinions.
No, yes, that's
and we
Justin.
live in America, and you
Yes.
can vote however you want to vote.
Of course.
That's exactly what he'd say.
And then we get to the line, and like, I don't know what happened to your ID, babe. Like,
You don't have your ID?
I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and vote though. I can't come back with you though later. And in fact, we got other appointments. We're gonna have to go. This is
Right.
not-
You're actually not going to
and
be able
she's
to come
not allowed
back
to
and
drive
prove
her
who
own
you
car.
are.
Yeah, she's not allowed to drive on her own. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not going to work out.
Next year we got municipal votes, so you're gonna have to wait till then. We're gonna have the tax referendum probably next year too. You can come back for that one.
Right. How you feeling about that, by the way? I'm just kidding.
The tax referendum?
Yeah, I was asking your hypothetical significant other.
Oh yeah. Are you
to see
pro?
if I needed to
Just
hide
see,
her ID
see
again.
if you need to keep it hidden.
Yeah.
Well, again, that was a topic last night as well. Do you believe that sales tax is a good method for potentially funding some infrastructure and some roads? And tax is a big conversation, right? Tax is certainly, there was a lot of conversation about corporate business tax last night. There was a lot of conversation about property tax last night, income tax of wide variety, sales tax, the red line, transportation. I also find it interesting because like to run for election, this is one of the reasons why I just don't believe I ever will. I just don't think I will. You got to go live in like Raleigh.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
And I just like, no offense to Raleigh. I know people in Raleigh. I know people from Raleigh, love Raleigh, and that's cool. I don't want to go to Raleigh.
So one of the questions last night that somebody submitted was, if you win, hypothetically, if you win, and a genie says you can only do one thing.
Yeah.
Well, my answer would be I would move the capital, Charlotte.
That's actually pretty good.
There's no need. There's no need for it to be in Raleigh. Charlotte's the biggest city. There's all this beef with Raleigh and versus Charlotte. So yeah, just
Which I don't even know what the beef is, to be honest with you. I think it's just like, hey, you're taking money.
Charlotte
Like, I
gets
think
more
you know.
attention. Yeah, more attention, more money. But Raleigh's like, we're the capital, man. We're awesome. So yeah, I would just move the capital to Charlotte.
Just we have the star on the map.
Yeah, congrats.
Okay.
Y'all are awesome.
I mean, it
Yeah.
works. It
No, y'all are
plugs.
basically New York City by now, the way Raleigh is. Like, no Southerners left there. There probably are a couple, but it does not feel like a Southern town to me.
Been a while. There's a couple of education things I got to go to each year in Raleigh, but that's pretty much my adventures to Raleigh.
Yeah, I lived there for a whole 6 months. I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Welcome back to the lake life.
Yeah.
Speaking of benefits and concerts and great things to do in the air because Charlotte's getting the limelight, you've got the Luke Holmes benefit concert.
And tickets go on sale today
10
at
o'clock.
10 a.m. Yes.
You think they go in 4 seconds?
I don't know. I'm going to be sitting on my computer at 10 a.m. though to see what I can get.
Because it's not one of the normal ones where it's like a concert 2 years from now. We're talking about it's happening this month, this benefit
In like
concert.
2 weeks, yeah.
Luke
So-
Holmes, Eric Church, James Taylor, and I always forget the fourth one here.
Lots of other people.
There's quite a few. We'll go over that as well. So 10 o'clock, those tickets go on sale at Ticketmaster. The Streets, they go on sale right now. And we're going to find out what's going on them. Something like that.
More Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie is on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, of course, the folks in Western North Carolina in our thoughts and prayers trying to heal from Helene, and now the folks in Florida also in our thoughts and prayers being ravaged by Hurricane Milton last night. Our weather around Lake Norman, though, in good shape. Milton's not coming here. Plenty of sunshine, low to mid-70s for today. We'll fall back into the mid-40s overnight and warm up to the upper 60s, low 70s for our Friday. That's your forecast. In the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like ISI Denver.
Here
is your WSIC community calendar. Birkdale Village in Huntersville presents their free concert series Live Under the Oaks on Friday. The Village is open all day for shopping and dining with Rocky Lynn taking the stage at 6 p.m. Bring your chairs and enjoy on-site beverages from Red Rocks. Live Under the Oaks with Rocky Lynn kicks off at 6 p.m. Friday in Birkdale Village. Old Town Cornelius is alive again with October's Second Friday Street Festival. Join friends and neighbors on October 11th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival season finale. Live music, an all-star lineup of breweries, delicious food trucks, sweet treats, a kids zone, petting zoo, vendors, and giveaways highlight a night of fun for the entire family. We'll see you in Old Town Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival. NASCAR returns to Charlotte Motor Speedway for their annual fall weekend in October on the Roval. The Xfinity Series holds the Drive for the Cure 250 on Saturday. The Cup Series competes in the Bank of America Roval 400 on Sunday. Weekend ticket packages as well as daily tickets are available. Also, check out deals for military service members, college students, suites, the Champions Pavilion, the Indoor Clubhouse, Terrace Box, 4-packs, and more. Don't miss any of the entertainment, including Eli Young Band and Tim Duggar concerts before NASCAR's National Series step closer to their championships. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for information, tickets, and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN. 7:18. Happy Thursday to you. Coming up on Friday, for whatever reason, as we get toward the end of the week, things start getting a little crazy out there.
Trevor gets a little wilder as you get closer and closer to
It's
the
the
weekend.
weekend!
People get crazy out there. Everybody wants to go somewhere.
RideICATS.com, alternative transportation, $3 each day, each way to commute from Iredell County down to the city of Charlotte. Today, cruising with Jim. How we doing, sir? How are things looking?
Hey, pretty good. It's getting wild, just like she said there. It's up till Mooresville from Statesville. It's just mundane. It's regular traffic. But coming towards Mooresville, it's starting to get a little hectic, and I'm sure it's going to get worse going towards Charlotte. Northbound is fine. No problems northbound. But getting a little crowded southbound.
All right, northbound's the place to be. Jim, it's a little chilly out. It's not too cold. I'm fine. I'm a polar bear. I got another 6 months in me before I got to worry about the heater. Did you kick the heater on today, though, in the car?
Yeah, it's been on for a couple days here.
Yeah, I had to turn my...
I even wore long pants today.
That's a move right there.
That is a move. Yeah, I had to turn my seat heater on this morning. It was chilly outside.
Jim,
Yeah.
we appreciate you keeping us apprised, sir. We'll talk to you at 8:15.
Yeah, let's make sure everybody's safe for the rest of the day here.
We like that, Jim. All right, sir. We'll talk to you then.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. RideICATS.com. $1 from your front door gets you to Winston-Salem, and then $1 all the way to get back. Definitely got barbecue sauce on that.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird is a winner.
It's time for the word of the day. What's the word?
Word of the day!
Today's word of the day on this beautiful Thursday. It's game week.
It is game week. Falcons.
Woo! This is the whole season right here.
This is it. I heard we're wearing our black helmets.
Oh, okay.
We're going to wear the black helmets.
So I know what to wear on Sunday. I wear my black t-shirt. Okay.
Yeah, black helmets, blue tops, black pants.
Oh, okay.
A combo we haven't worn ever before, I don't think.
Have you seen the renderings?
Of the black helmets? Yeah, they've worn.
Not
they've
the
had
helmet,
them at
the whole
practice.
combo.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll show you a picture later.
All right, sounds good.
I don't know if they should be switching things up.
Anything's worthwhile now.
Today's word of the day on this Thursday is Penelopean.
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 It's not like Penelope, like Penelope the place?
Like a country of Penelopes. Penelopean.
No, not that.
Oh.
Okay.
Further away. Further away. Not
Wow.
that.
Okay.
It's not Penelopean.
It would work though.
Yes, that does play. That does play. How about I got a couple more things. Let me give this to you. It's an adjective. It describes something. All right?
It
Not a
describes
place where people
country,
are from.
Yeah, full of Penelopes.
For those following along at home, Penelopean. Penelopean.
I'm stuck on the one definition. That's
Yep.
all I'm going to need a
I
second.
don't think we're going to break out of that.
We had a
That's
long day
all
yesterday.
good.
I'm sorry.
Behind the scenes, Bill's Penelopean patience with Justin and Mamie's unpredictable antics on Good Morning LKN helped weave together a seamless and successful show every morning.
An endless amount of, because you definitely need it.
That's a great guess. That is a really good guess. That is
Not it.
That's not what I'm looking for, though. How about this one? With Penelopean dedication, Justin and Mamie carefully crafted Good Morning LKN day after day, ensuring each episode was woven with humor, insight, and community spirit.
Intricate.
No.
Paying attention to like a lot of detail.
No.
Okay.
Crusty.
No. There's a couple definitions I got here of Penelopean. All right, and the first one sounds negative. The next one sounds kind of good. So you tell me, Justin. This is what I wanted to get your take here.
Split the difference.
All right. Bad narrative involving. This is the definition of Penelopean. This is the bad headline, I would say, involving repetitive efforts, often with little apparent progress.
Okay.
Right. So isn't that like crazy? Right. If you keep doing the same or insane.
Crusty.
Keep doing the same thing over, expecting a different result.
Correct.
Repetitive efforts, and what was the second?
Often with little apparent progress. Now, the second definition, now this one sounds positive. Look at this twist we put on it. Characterized by steadfast loyalty and resilience despite prolonged adversity.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, so if you're Penelopean, you can be on either end of the spectrum.
Right. You are either insane or, hey, man, that's a good dude.
So if you know a
I wish
person
I had.
named Penelope, they're either insane or they're pretty
solid.
fantastic. Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Cool.
word of the day. Bill gives us a word. What do? We guess the definition. We guessed a little hard today, but
That
usually
was tough.
We
We
tried
had a
to.
long day yesterday. Have you guys ever looked up just thinking of that the
Nope.
meaning of your name?
Oh, I have not.
I think I have. Justin, something to do with justice.
Okay.
Something.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean,
Ah,
my parents made it
how
really easy
cool.
for me to know that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
I didn't have to think hard on it, right? It's your name.
Yeah.
That's the advantage. Have you?
Yeah, it's not a good connotation.
It's
It's like a bitter taste is what Mamie.
No.
But Mamie is
Mames.
actually like a nickname for Mary. That's kind of where it evolved from. And Mary can sometimes mean like, yeah, sour spirit, bitter taste. Yeah, so it's not a good connotation.
I haven't looked. I there are obviously names where there's a connection to, like, you go Robert, Bob,
Right.
Richard is also a crossover, I think, in that realm. I don't know how that one started.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then there's another one as well that
Yeah.
that flows through there.
Wilton.
Which is your
means-
first name. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know if I need to be putting that out there. Random name here. Wilton is a carpet woven with loops like the Brussels carpet, but having a velvet cut pile and being generally of better materials. Wow. Step all over me.
I was gonna
But
say,
I'm still made nicely.
you can lay on top of me if you want to.
Right.
That's.
I'm
Yeah.
a carpet. A welcome rug.
I would have never guessed that's as a person's name.
Right.
The one that everyone's gonna walk all over. Is that the idea?
Right. But still made with good quality.
Can handle it.
Can handle it.
Made for
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Made
Built
for
differently.
this.
Yes.
Yeah,
Than your
the-
typical carpets.
The Latin version of my name is bitterness. Sea of bitterness.
A sea of bitterness.
So that you would go to like those little stores and you would look for your name. Well, mine was never.
Right,
You're
on
never
the
gonna find.
keychain, right.
Yeah, you're never gonna find. But I would look for something similar to like Marie and Mary, and yeah, it would when it would have the meaning. It was like bitter. I was
What-
like, well,
what-
I don't want you anyway. Leave me alone.
What a compromise you'd have to make too. The keychain rack at the store and finding the
Man,
names.
going to like Myrtle Beach when you're 12 years old and you're just all your friends are looking Jennifer and Allison. And Elizabeth, and you're just like, nah, I'm gonna stand over here.
I was gonna say you probably stopped going to the
I'm
rack
just gonna
after
go
a while.
get some more candy.
I mean, saltwater taffy is what I'm about here.
Leave me alone. I'm going to see how they make taffy.
No, yeah, look up your name today. You might find that
You
it
might
means
find
something.
So
something
I
a
was
little
very
different.
intentional with Katie because I knew that I think it was a trend in like the 80s or 90s or something to have like the meaning of your name, and I was always embarrassed, And so with Katie, I was very intentional. Her name means princess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you reverse it? Did you say she's a princess? What's the name that means princess? Or
No, I just always liked the name Katie. So then I saw the meaning, and I was like, oh, well, there you
It'll
go.
fit.
Yeah.
And we can work with it.
We can work with it.
There you go. Was that like a moment in school where people were looking up names and then you looked yours up?
I think they started selling those things with the name meaning. I think they started selling them at the little tchotchke shops at the beach. And yeah, when I was like, oh, that's not cool. I don't like that.
Well, you may not like your name, but something is cool is going on.
I do like my name, though. I will say I'm proud of my name. I'm proud to be named Mamie. But yeah, it's
I like your name too, Mamie.
Another funny little moment.
I don't think there's anything wrong with your name. Are you allowed to be embarrassed by your name? Is that like an okay thing out there, or no? I mean,
I think you can be.
But like generally speaking, I mean, it's your name. It's
Hopefully,
not
like you kind of form your own identity.
Right,
You're
right.
not the name.
You can change your
The
name,
name
right?
is you.
Like
You
you can
can.
still do that if you wanted to. Can you change your first name too?
You can change your first name. It takes a little bit more work to change your first name. I only know because when you get married or divorced or whatever, you can go and change your last name, and that's not too much of an issue. You do have to get when you get divorced, I do know you have to get your lawyer to write out that you want to change your name. Yeah,
really?
you have to get them to write a letter that you want to change your name. But yeah, that wasn't too much trouble. Changing your first name, though, I think it's a little bit more. But you could just make it up. Doesn't matter what your
Well, Elon was going to name his kid, right? Like some
XYZ
mathematical
or something.
equation or something.
Yeah,
like
and they
that,
said
right?
you can't.
Yeah, they said it was illegal.
Yeah. So
But changing your
That's
first name.
illegal. You're going to jail, buddy.
wait, would they send him to jail or the baby to jail?
That's a good question because whose name? It's not Elon. Isn't an illegal.
Right.
It's not my name.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't do it.
Not my name. That's the boy's name.
I'm looking for X234. Oh yeah, right over there.
Something like that.
Take that baby to jail.
It's more so like you go your whole life and then you change your first. I can imagine walking into the building trying to keep a straight face. I'm no longer Justin. My name's Albert.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep memorize that on top of everything else in the day. Now you're changing your name up too in the middle of all of it.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it.
Some change in routine happened obviously in Western North Carolina because of Hurricane Helene that came through. Hurricane Milton. I think it got downgraded whenever it landed last night or yesterday afternoon, late afternoon is what it looked like. Category 2, I want to say somewhere in that range is what he down, which is a good thing. We want that number real small, obviously, and really would prefer no number because I think right once it gets like a tropical storm, there's no numbers or anything like that. So, but USPS mail. I didn't even think about this too the other day. That you haven't been getting mail up there, right? Because there's no mailboxes. There's no routes to deliver on.
There's no roads to deliver the mail. How are they getting it?
How are
Pony
they
Express?
doing it? But supposedly USPS is making the efforts. They're going to start delivering to Western North Carolina again. So incredible commercial opportunity here for USPS heading into the holiday season. So
yeah, Katie went up to Western on Tuesday with a group to get her car, get some things because she's going to be home for a few weeks. And she said a bunch of stuff that I'd sent her weeks ago had finally arrived. So just some Amazon things that I sent her that she had asked for.
Well, we're getting close to the wintertime up there in Western North Carolina. Thankfully, Katie, you probably panicked for the day she drove up there, but she is back. For some, they're going to be up there during the wintertime.
Yeah. Operation
HELO and Warmth. I'm going to let you know about this. It gets real cold up there in the high country.
Yeah.
Also going to talk with Graystone Lodge, GRAY, GraysstoneLodge.com. Highcountry Happenings, 8:30.
We'll have more Good Morning LKN coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, of course, the folks in Western North Carolina in our thoughts and prayers trying to heal from Helene, and now the folks in Florida also in our thoughts and prayers being ravaged by Hurricane Milton last night. Our weather around Lake Normando in good
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Absolutely. Yeah. You're coming through great. You look fantastic. You sound fantastic. We're on break right now. Okay. So I'm going to leave you kind of muted. And I'm going to leave you muted. And then when we get back from commercial, we'll bring you in.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. Just a heads up, I'm not sure what you're looking at on your end, but if the camera turns And you see yourself on the camera. That's just kind of how our technology works. Just talk right through it.
Sure, no
All right.
problem.
Yeah, you got this. Excellent. Appreciate the time, and thank you so much for what you're doing up there.
Yeah, thank you for helping us get it out.
Yeah, the least we could do. Thank you.
Online at MadisonandCompanyRealtyNC.com. Madison and Company Realty, we've got you covered.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com. With locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville is known for the prices and selection, but I tell you what, you may not have known the distinction that this store received with Ford and Lincoln this year. We received the President's Award for 2023 for Ford for the 5th year in a row. We also received it for Lincoln for the first year, and I tell you, those awards don't come easily. It all boils down to taking care of the customers and having the vehicles you want in stock for you to buy.
When you have problems with your heating system, you need SHA Mechanical. Serving the region since 1975, SHA will make sure your system always stays in the best condition. Visit SHA Mechanical online at shamechanical.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
This is Daniel.
And this is Marsha.
From NC Auto Repair. Keep that car running like new this new year by stopping by NC Auto Repair for all your automotive needs. We're now offering a customer loyalty program for your oil changes. If it's automotive related, we can handle it. Stop by and see us at 1015 Davie Avenue or call us at 980-223-2957. NC Auto Repair. And remember, if you want to go far, you got to service that car.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Hurricane Milton moving off the east coast of Florida. More than 3 million in the state are without power. Wall Street tracking the insurers as residents and businesses assess the damage. Meantime, doctors are running low on IV fluids after a key manufacturing facility was shut down due to damage from Hurricane Helene. The Baxter International plant in North Carolina supplies about 60% of IV solutions for hospitals in the U.S. Baxter says it expects to restart the plant in phases. Amazon is adding the Apple TV Plus streaming service to its channel store. Apple will begin selling TV Plus subscriptions through Prime later this month. Amazon markets more than 100 streaming services through its channel store. Stocks are lower this morning after the S&P hit another record high yesterday. Dow futures down 30 points. Wall Street is gearing up for a key report on consumer prices later today. Meantime, Delta Airlines forecast fell short of analyst expectations. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
That morning pep talk for Lake Norman, Statesville, with Justin, Bill, and Mamie now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, OKN. 7:34. It's going to get cold here real soon in Western North Carolina, and obviously Hurricane Helene, the victims are, and those needing help need the help, and warmth and those types of things that we don't even think about right on a day-to-day basis. Right. But it's coming, and it's approaching fast. Operation HELO and Warmth. Dr. Lindsay Duch joins us right now this morning. Good morning, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Thank you for the time. Okay, so Operation HELO and Warmth. Give us the insight. What's going on? What are the efforts that are taking place?
Yeah. So lots of updates. So we started 2 weeks ago, right after the storm hit, and Operation HELO with Matt McSwain that came down in partnership with Operation Airborne out of Texas, and they started running this massive airborne campaign to get supplies out to Western North Carolina. I came along and joined them and was like, you know what, we've got to. This is my hometown. These are my people. We've got the foundation to support you. Let's partner together. And we were able to load out over 2 million pounds of supplies to Western North Carolina. We had a veritable Army base at Hickory Regional Airport. And then we started shifting gears. And so we are taking on the continued ground relief and Operation HELO is moving to Florida to help the victims of Milton. But we've decided at Affordable Senior Housing to do a campaign called Hands on Carolina. And we are committed for the next however long it takes to make sure that the people of Western North Carolina not only get warm clothing and warm blankets and bedding and the heating essentials that they need to run their propane grills and the charcoal that they need and the camping, but we're going to start helping get road accesses opened. We're going to help if they have rebuilding structures. I don't know what it's going to morph into, but we have the means and the foundation to do it. So it's hands-on Carolina is what we're focusing on now.
Dr. Lindsay, you've seen over the past couple of weeks kind of this progression of the need. I mean, when we think about the upcoming winter season, do you think that it's going to just be chaotic for a while in delivering these types of things to people? Or does it seem like, from what you're seeing on the ground, delivering the millions of pounds, there is some level of organization to it at this point?
No, it is still very much, I wouldn't say chaotic's a less word. It's still unknown, right? Like, so there are certain places that you hear about all the time, like Burnsville, Spruce Pine, obviously Buncombe County, Boone. They have the infrastructure to communicate out and have specific needs. But this is going to be a long-term problem. I mean, this is not something that we're going to do one drive of coats and get everybody warmed up with. In December, they're going to need more things. In November, they're going to need more things. That all the way to March, April, May. And then in some of these fire districts, like things like Big Ivy and Frank and Pensacola, North Carolina, they still don't have the infrastructure, and they've never had the incorporation of a town to have that even be a base level support. So it is very much a needs of people having to go into the mountains, walk town to town as best they can, get information, bring it out to us, and then we can get the supplies that they need back out.
Dr. Lindsay, is this an effort that people can come and support by providing things like blankets and coats and those types of things, or is this an internal kind of awareness situation for the Affordable Senior Housing Foundation? Tell us about that.
Oh, no, please. We need volunteer help. We need empty box trucks and pickup trucks to be willing to drive to some of these places. I have over 400 places that we know need supplies, and I can tell you how to get there. It might take you a hot minute, but I can tell you how to get there by road. And then we need your donations. We're going to start coordinating specific drive donations so that we can have a sustainable supply to get to these people throughout the winter, and not just blast them. I think some people are getting a little confused and frustrated that these donation places aren't taking anything right now. Well, that's just because it's taking a little bit longer to reach them in the mountains, but they're going to need it. So watch out for, we're going to have like a heating gear supply drive, and these are the dates. And we please gather your things from your churches and your communities, and we'll tell you where to bring them. And then we're going to have let's do a convoy up the mountains, and we're going to split the supplies, and we're going to get it out to these 400 places. So it's going to be a little more structured, a little more sustainable, and long-term.
When you add in something like now Hurricane Milton to the equation, right, where Florida now is obviously going to have a continued need. Now, they've certainly, a lot of the preparations that went into place hopefully will help alleviate some of those potential stresses that would have existed. But now balancing with kind of both, right? And so working in this space of, well, there's physical needs kind of everywhere. Does it feel like it's getting thin, or no? At this point, where the machine is still going, we're still pumping through, and there's a lot of support out there, enough to cover all of the territories.
So I'm never going to say there's enough support, because we always need support, and we need volunteer support, and we need financial support and donor support. But I'm going to tell you, the Carolinas love taking care of Carolinas, and this is our hometown. These are the places we love, and Carolinians love to help their neighbors.
We're speaking with Dr. Lindsay Duch of the Affordable Senior Housing Foundation, talking about Operation HELO and Warmth, the opportunity to help provide support as the winter months are approaching, and there will be different dates and different opportunities for different drives that will take place over the coming months.
Yeah. So, Lindsay, if people do want to donate, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, so it's twofold. If you want to continue to support Operation HELO and their extraordinary efforts in Florida, you can go to their website and do that. And if you want to continue to help Western North Carolina, you can go right to Hands On Carolina, the Facebook page, or Affordable Senior Housing. And we've got Venmo set up. There's PayPal. There's a GoFundMe QR code. All of the financial information is right there. But most importantly, if you want to help donate your items and your time, there's forms set up for that too. So Hands On Carolina is the project campaign name that you can find on Facebook.
Dr. Lindsay, affordable housing obviously has been a hot topic for some years. You throw in the mix a hurricane in the middle of it. Can you share with us any of the stories from the people and what you're hearing from out of Western North Carolina with those, especially in the senior space, right? And their home is just gone and nothing of that they've did, right? But it's one of those scenarios that has happened to people in real life. Can you share anything with us of anything you've heard?
Yeah. So I've got a specific story, but I wanted to the reason that affordable senior housing has taken this on is our mission set is to provide housing and care for seniors, but I can't do that if there's not even a community to support them. So it made sense for us to go, okay, we've got to take care of the community so that they can take care of our seniors. The staff that take care of them, the family of staff, and all the way down to the community school, right? But I went up to Big Ivy a couple days ago. It was one of the drops I flew in on with Operation HELO, and we were providing the generators and food and all the things. And a woman came out and she was just very shaken. And I said, "Are you okay?" And I assessed her, and she said, "Thank you for bringing the Starlink. I was just able to talk to my daughter for the first time in 8 days and let her know that I was alive." I asked her story. And she said that she heard a noise she had never heard before and decided to walk outside into the pasture. Her exact words were, "I just live down the holler around yonder." Okay, so she walked out. Her house flew behind her, like gone from the foundation behind her. It no longer existed. And she's been living with her neighbor ever since.
Dr. Lindsay Duch of the Affordable Senior Housing Foundation, and we're talking about Operation HELO and Warmth. So the upcoming drives, is there different sizes or things in particular? Obviously, seniors being important in the size, but children also being a factor as well?
Yeah. I mean, it's baby needs, the baby packages, family packs. Think about boots, like winter shoes and boots. We're going to have a winter shoe drive. The backpacks full of toys. I mean, these kids lost everything. Christmas is coming up, and I'm trying to think of a really cool way to do a specific toy drive. As we go through, getting into the spring months, hopefully there's going to be some government help to get an infrastructure going to where we can help rebuild their spaces and their houses. And it's not that some of these towns don't have power. They don't have power poles. So supporting the linemen that are going up there and providing the rebuilding of infrastructure. We're sending concrete bags and empty sandbags to help get mud out of these people's houses. The need, every time I go up there, then there's things that they need that I hadn't even thought about that they would possibly have as an ask. So it is going to continue. All the messaging is coming out through our foundation page, Affordable Senior. And most importantly, the central Hands On Carolina. You can find all the information you're going to need there.
Dr. Lindsay Duch, Operation HELO and Warmth. Thank you for all your efforts and the continued support for the community, and hoping that it continues for months to come, because it's going to take months and really years to see this through. So we appreciate all the efforts you're putting forward, Dr. Lindsay.
Yeah, absolutely. Look forward to connecting again.
All right. Good
Thanks,
morning,
guys.
fam. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Hurricane Milton last night. Our weather around Lake Norman, though, in good shape. Milton's not coming here. Plenty of sunshine, low to mid-70s for today. We'll fall back into the mid-40s overnight and warm up to the upper 60s, low 70s for our Friday. That's your forecast. For the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Brookdale Village in Huntersville presents their free concert series Live Under the Oaks on Friday. The Village is open all day for shopping and dining with Rocky Lynn taking the stage at 6 p.m. Bring your chairs and enjoy on-site beverages from Red Rocks. Live Under the Oaks with Rocky Lynn kicks off at 6 p.m. Friday in Brookdale Village. Old Town Cornelius is alive again with October's Second Friday Street Festival. Join friends and neighbors on October 11th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival season finale. Live music, an all-star lineup of breweries, delicious food trucks, sweet treats, a kids zone, petting zoo, vendors, and giveaways highlight a night of fun for the entire family. We'll see you in Old Town Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival. NASCAR returns to Charlotte Motor Speedway for their annual fall weekend in October on the Roval. The Xfinity Series holds the Drive for the Cure 250 on Saturday. The Cup Series competes in the Bank of America Roval 400 on Sunday. Weekend ticket packages as well as daily tickets are available. Also, check out deals for military service members, college students, suites, the Champions Pavilion, the Indoor Clubhouse, Terrace Box, 4-packs, and more. Don't miss any of the entertainment, including Eli Young Band and Tim Duggar concerts before NASCAR's National Series step closer to their championships. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for information, tickets, and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
Give us a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 7:48. Happy Thursday to you. Thanks again to Dr. Lindsay Duch of the Affordable Senior Housing Foundation and for Operation HELO and Warmth, the opportunity to provide warmth and, just some of those needs that are going to, it's just even heart-wrenching to think about, right, for the winter time up there in the high country. And we'll be chatting with Graystone Lodge later on today at 8:30. GRAY, GraysstoneLodge.com. A beautiful boutique hotel located in Boone, North Carolina. Wanted to continue speaking with them because the high country is going to need continued focus for some time now.
Right.
And they'll be joined today by fizzEd, the owner of fizzEd, Amy. She's been on the show before previously, so we'll get an update, see what's been going on in Boone over the past week. What are some updates maybe coming out of Boone and the high country in particular. So looking forward to chatting with them. Again, Graystone Lodge, GRAY, GraysstoneLodge.com. Katie Jo brought up last week another great way to support the small business community throughout Western North Carolina when you buy a gift card. Like if there's a place you love, if there's a place that you just know and have some fond memories of and you want to be able to support them, well, you can buy a gift card to the location.
Right.
And then that provides some relief for the immediate as far as cash.
Yeah, so many of us here are used to taking, like, Rob and I go every fall, we go and stay in a little Airbnb or a little hotel and, just spend a little mountain weekend. And so if you're used to doing that, think about the places that you would visit or that you look forward to visiting and buy gift cards. You can use them when you go up there eventually, or you can just use it as a donation as well to these small businesses.
And so we'll be chatting with Katie Jo and Amy over at fizzEd at 8:30. So be sure to check that out and stay apprised of what's going on. And Boone being just one of the territories affected by Hurricane Helene. There's, again, across the entire high country. The other thing we mentioned, Luke Combs benefit concert. The tickets go on sale today at 10 o'clock. What a lineup, huh? They added more?
They added Sheryl Crow and Keith Urban and Bailey Zimmerman. Yeah.
Okay, so Sheryl Crow, Keith Urban, Bailey Zimmerman, all added to the already stacked lineup of Luke Combs, Eric Church, Billy Strings, and James Taylor. Is this going to be like, you remember the concert for AIDS back in the day, supporting an African? Like, is this the level we're getting to? Is this like our? I mean,
this
is the concert?
It certainly seems like it. I mean, that's really awesome that those guys would step up.
That's a great lineup. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. If I can get tickets, I'll be even more excited.
This got organized real fast.
I'm telling you, I mean, you can put some stuff together pretty quickly if you want to, I mean, there's some concerts, they plan a year, 2 years ahead of time. But yeah, when people put their minds to it, they can really make some stuff happen.
October 26th, a couple weeks away, is when this benefit concert will be, and it will be at Bank of America Stadium. So again, today at 10 o'clock. It is through Ticketmaster, though. So, that realm of buying tickets. And I don't know how it works. I haven't seen hey, are 100% of the proceeds from the tickets going there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, I think some of them are going to Luke's
There's
charities,
different charities,
and then
yeah.
Eric's charities as well.
Samaritan's Purse is
yeah,
one of them, though.
Samaritan's
So they
Purse,
they list all the charities that it'll go to. But Luke has his specific charity.
Okay.
Eric has a charity that he has for North Carolina. Samaritan's Purse, I know, was mentioned in there as well. Oh, it says 50-50 split. Okay.
Yeah, 50-50.
And it's pretty wild. So Luke Holmes and Eric Church both went to App State.
Yeah.
I believe Luke is from Huntersville.
Luke
in
grew up in Huntersville.
Yeah.
And then moved to the Asheville area when he was in middle school or something like that. So, but then he went to App State. Eric Church is from Hickory, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying not to pick violence for Eric Church. He likes to wear a Chapel Hill jersey quite often, even though he's an App State grad. It's like an internal App thing that's kind of weird out there for a little
but when
bit.
you grow up here, you got to pick a side. You got to be a Carolina or Duke fan growing up. Most of us do.
Yeah, but he went to App. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get weird about
I know.
it.
I went to Gardner
It's not
Webb.
about me. It's not about me right now.
When I was in college, at the school, people were wearing their Chapel Hill jerseys. And I was like, guys, seriously, we're here at the school. At least have a little bit of pride.
Yeah, just a smidgen here.
Yeah.
We've talked about too, and we've wondered, and we knew it would come up at some point. The State Board of Elections. There's going to be some changes to what happens in Western North Carolina as it relates to voting. We're less than 30 days out on a national, presidential election cycle year with quite a few state offices running as well, state districts, House, Senate, all over the place. So there's 13 counties, and this is the post I'm seeing here from North Carolina State Board of Elections. There's going to be some new stuff, I believe, coming out over the next day or two, too, as far as some specifics on these things. But there's a few things here first. 13 counties in particular, at least on this first round, that were included in this. Ashe, Avery, Buncombe, Haywood, Henderson, Madison, McDowell, Mitchell, Polk, Rutherford, Transylvania, Watauga, and Yancey. And so there's a couple of tweaks. In-person voting, they're wanting to have it happen as best as possible. It's going to take some location tweaking, obviously. Maybe if the site is not able to be an in-person voting site. Obviously, it unfortunately likely won't be, right? So they're having to figure out and maneuver about that. Absentee voting. So potentially allowing voters to request and receive an absentee ballot in person at their county board of elections up until November 4th, and then allow voters to drop off the completed absentee ballots at Election Day polling places until 7:30 p.m. on Election Day. So absentee ballot you can pick up and you can drop it off at a location up until 7:30 on Election Day. So a bit of a change there. And so we'll see. Poll workers and recruitment and who can be where at what point. I think the location thing is a big thing because people just want to know, hey, is my vote going to count?
Right.
How can I cast my vote if even my physical location where I normally vote at, the church, the town hall, whatever.
Not there.
Not there.
Yeah.
There's no power. There's no internet, right? Something like that. So it is an agile situation, it seems like, but they're trying to come up with some type of solution for folks. What the exact answer will be, and is there a right and wrong answer? Well, you're going to please some people one way and you're going to upset other people the other way. Really what matters is it effective for the people of Western North Carolina and preserving their right to vote? I think that's really what we should be focused on rather than anything else. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think the will of the Western Carolina people, I think they will find a way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was about to say the same thing, Bill. Those people, when they want to do something, they're going to do it.
Well, it's funny. So Dr. Lindsay describing as from the lady she was speaking. Yeah,
Right.
I live down the holler, or on
Around
the other
yonder.
end. Yeah, around yonder down the holler, and it's like that is how it is. And,
That is how it is.
And there are reports. Some people are saying, "Hey, we're going to come out to vote no matter where we got to go. We
Right.
want to." And it's a significant portion too. As far as I think it's almost 500,000 people
Yes.
of what we're talking about here.
Yeah,
Potential
it's a
votes.
lot of
So
people. Yeah.
it's quite a bit. So something to stay apprised of. And so there will be more coming, and it will have to come officially from the North Carolina State Board of Elections. I mean, these are official rule changes that are going to have to take place.
I'm surprised they're not allowing some sort of electronic or like online voting. I don't know. I'm sure that's a whole thing.
Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
But even having like a central place in each town where you can just come and there's a tablet, right? And you can just do it that way seems like would make more sense. But I'm not on the State Board of Elections, probably never will be. And so I'll just let them deal with those issues.
Well,
It's
it's always
an unprecedented event, right? It's nothing that you could plan for.
where Mames, you're looking at the 50 new AI tools that come out every single day,
Yeah.
right? We're talking about the government to where several years behind on technology, we'll say, is a nice way, probably, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the
just a little behind.
The idea of organizing that in a quick
Just
and
get you an
orderly
iPad.
fashion.
Yeah, come on. Just go out. Everybody knows how to use an iPad.
This is a tablet?
Take 10 iPads out there, hold them up to people, let them put their answers in, bring the Starlink with you.
I think it shows us that we don't know potentially what the future could look like. I mean, there's certainly, this is one of those events.
Well, these
that moves the
unprecedented events, yeah,
conversation.
they move things forward, and it makes you think about things, that you may not have thought about before. So, what could we do if an event like this happens in the future? Because there'll be other issues. Hopefully, we won't have another hurricane in the mountains for 100 years. But yeah, like these unprecedented events just make you think about other things and move those conversations forward.
Well, it's not just a hurricane. I did catch a couple of clips last night, super late after the candidate forum last night when I got home, and I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole too deep. Not just hurricanes you're worrying about, but Milton throwing out some tornadoes too. Did you see all that?
I saw some of the videos of tornadoes early this morning. Yeah,
I didn't have that on America's Favorite Game Show. Combo of hurricane and tornado from
well,
a
that's
singular
usually
storm?
a chance. Isn't that usually what happens? And that's kind of what happened in the mountains as well. Like the hurricane also forms tornadoes.
Like water spouts or tornadoes. Yeah, it's really wild. It's something out of a very scary movie.
Yeah, but this wasn't like water spouts. These
these
were
are
like
tornadoes.
No, tornadoes.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
straight up
exactly.
tornadoes.
Yeah, it's a scary movie.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like a fun time. So
Yeah, thoughts and prayers, everybody.
absolutely,
Going through.
absolutely. I saw some of the videos of the storm, coming up on Tampa this morning. Anderson Cooper was reporting
Get that
live.
man out of the storm. What
I
are we
feel
doing with that?
so bad for these meteorologists that have to stand. But Anderson Cooper, who is like big time, he's making.
He's not a
He
meteorologist.
is
no,
not.
he's not.
Great
He's not.
point, Justin.
He gets hit in the face with some flying debris live on air.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. I'll
I
show
don't
you the
mean to laugh
video.
at him. That's
No,
mean,
I was like, should we show it or not? Because I think I might laugh, and I don't think
He's
it's
like-
appropriate to laugh at this. But I'll show it to you at the break.
He's like leaning over. How can we put this man into the eye of a hurricane, but we can't have him take a shot on New Year's Eve?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know?
That was entertaining too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But
Get out of
yeah,
the storm.
I feel so bad for the meteorologists that like literally just have to stand outside and get pummeled by rain and wind and just say like, yeah, it's raining, guys. There's a hurricane. It's here.
See, the ones I was watching last night, they're into it. The one dude.
Oh yeah, they
Maybe
have a
they like
different kind
it.
of
These are
appreciation.
the biggest storm I've
Maybe that's
ever
what I don't know.
seen.
Let's call Chase Myers and ask him what he thinks about it because maybe they like it. Maybe that's what they live for. This is their event. This is their Super Bowl.
I'd go storm, Jason. If you were in like a truly like
Bill still- is that-
armored vehicle, would you drive to the
No,
tornado?
no. Why?
Knowing that it was so heavy you couldn't even get lifted up. by it.
No. Why? Because there's debris. Some could come straight through the glass. Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go. Call him when he shows up.
Chase
it's like
Myers
a bat signal.
Gave a call. Chase, what's up? How you doing?
I saw the bat signal, guys. You're right. I was like, this is my time.
This is it. We called you.
All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour for radio, so let me let the radio fam know. WSIC News app, anywhere you get you on social, anywhere you get your podcast. We're going to chat with Chase behind the scenes here. So digital fam, stay with us. Radio fam, have a great day. Enjoy the top of the news. But WSIC News app available on iOS and Google Play. We're going to chat with Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist, here for a little bit. See what's going on between Milton, between updates on Helene, just everything going on. All right, Chase, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate you.
that was
So,
awesome.
Milton, I'm seeing tornadoes on my timeline. I'm seeing
Yeah.
Category 5, Category 2. I'm seeing everything. Give us the rundown. What's going on with Milton?
All right. Well, the rundown here is, in case you missed it, it did make landfall last night, 8:30 in Siesta Key, Florida, which is Sarasota County, so just south of Tampa. It came ashore as a Category 3 with 120-mile-per-hour winds. And even before it made landfall, you were just talking about all the tornadoes across Florida yesterday. And I know when I looked in the afternoon, it went up since then. But when I looked yesterday afternoon, there had been over 130 tornado warnings that were issued for Florida. And so, Mamie, I think you were mentioning hey, I thought that was sort of a kind of a given that when you have a hurricane, there's that threat of tornadoes, and you're absolutely right. And really an easy way to boil it down and think about it is what a hurricane is, right? It's just a big collection of thunderstorms that are all rotating. So they're already spinning, so it doesn't take a lot to spin up a tornado. And when you talk about Tampa and you talk about Florida, I mean, we all know how warm and humid it is there. And warm, humid air is what we call instability, or basically fuel for storms. And so it doesn't take a lot if you already have a storm that's spinning for it to tap in some of that juice or some of that fuel and to cause a tornado. Now, we can bring it back a little more local and talk about Helene. And while there were plenty of tornado warnings and some confirmed tornadoes around North Carolina from Helene, they weren't as strong and weren't as long-lived tornadoes. And part of that reason is we didn't have as juicy of air as they do down in Florida. But a lot of times when you have a hurricane or a tropical storm, you do have that risk of tornadoes, especially if you're on the east, or really if you're on the east side of the storm, or the dirty side of the storm that we call it. There's more rotation, there's more spin there. Typically, tornadoes and hurricanes and tropical systems are short-lived and typically smaller. But just with the magnitude and strength of Milton, everything was just really incredibly strong. It's our sixth strongest storm on record in the Atlantic when you talk about wind speed. And even though it wasn't as wide as, it didn't extend out as far as Helene did, it was a whole lot stronger than Helene did, than Helene was, of course.
The part that I think would make me the most nervous of living at the beach with these type of scenarios is the surge, that concept of just the water coming in and just destroying everything. Is the surge going to be what they were worried about, you think, or is it looking like that's not going to be as devastating as what they thought it was?
Well, no, don't get me wrong, it's bad, but maybe not quite to the extent that was forecast. And the reason for that, if we talk specifically, we can talk specifically about Tampa Bay, right, and how much under the gun they were with potentially 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. Now, the storm actually came in a little further to the south than that, which is good news for folks in Tampa. But if you look at some of the video and you watch some of the things from last night, just the way that winds spin and the direction they come in, you might have seen where actually the water pretty much got sucked out of the bay right there beside Tampa Bay. And then the problem for that is, while it takes the water out, well, it's got to come back. So once the storm finally moved over the Florida Peninsula, now all that water is rushing back in. So that's going to cause flooding concerns as well. But I think just a little further south entrance point there into Florida probably helped folks along the bay and up into Tampa. But I mean, there's still some big time storm surge. Folks who moved inland, a lot of folks said, well, I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to move inland a little bit. They're in a lot better shape. That storm surge right along the coast is really tough.
So where are we at for this season of hurricanes, right? Are we past the halfway mark? We still got some to go. Where are we at in the cycle of the season?
Well, the peak is typically, you have to put a date on it. The peak is technically September 10th. So we're past the peak, but a lot of times people wonder, well, it's not warm anymore, so why are we still getting hurricanes? But water takes so long to heat up and cool down. So now we're at that point where the water, when you talk about the Gulf, the water in the Gulf is close to 90 degrees. It's really warm. So it's really just prime breeding ground right now, especially in the Gulf for those systems to form like that. We're sort of getting on the back end of it. While Helene was out there, while Milton has been out there, we've also had Leslie and Kirk, which have been really strong hurricanes, but they're so far away from us, they're not affecting anybody but the fish. So once Milton's done and those fizzle out, I really don't see any development or any areas the National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on for now. That can change, but, we do typically stay busy into October, but it should start to calm down toward the end of the month. The season runs through November 30th, but that's kind of arbitrary. The ocean doesn't work off the calendar. But we should start to see things die down a little bit. And now you've had so many storms out there, the water's really churned up a lot. So there's a lot of cold air on top rather than being in the bottom, and that can help suppress activity too.
WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers. We appreciate you calling in, sir. Hope all is well in your world, and we appreciate keeping everybody apprised in the weather. It's a big conversation. We're getting close to that cold time, so Mamie's going to need to know when she needs to wear a jacket each day, and so is Bill, because he's.
That's right.
Bill's a little.
We'll talk.
Never mind.
we get cold quicker.
Before long.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chase. Have a great day, sir.
See you guys.
All right, WSIC fam, take a little bit of a break here, then we'll be right back.
The WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville is known for the prices and selection, but I tell you what, you may not have known the distinction that this store received with Ford and Lincoln this year. We received the President's Award for 2023 for Ford for the 5th year in a row. We also received it for Lincoln for the first year, and I tell you, those awards don't come easily. It all boils down to taking care of the customers and having the vehicles you want in stock for you to buy.
Want to talk with Justin, Bill, or Mamie? Give them a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on WSIC.
Good morning, LKM. 8:06. All right, Chase Myers stopped by for a minute there.
Yeah. Threw out the bat signal, he calls in. It's like superhero.
WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers, who you hear.
That was really nice of him.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was very
awesome.
nice of him. I appreciate him taking the time to do that.
I mean, Hurricane Milton was a big storm, right? And I guess I'll say I'm grateful that we're not seeing any of that rain up here or anything
Well,
like
I'm
that.
grateful that just rain didn't make it to the high country because they don't need it right now. They need a good month of just nothing but clean, dry air.
Yeah, need some time.
There'll be certainly a big cleanup down there in Florida because they they have devastation from Helene as well.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, there's places in Florida that really got hurt from that as well.
I'll say though, Governor DeSantis handling it.
He was tough. He was really tough.
I mean, it's not an easy conversation to have.
No, not at all.
If you stay in your home, you will die. Like to have to legitimately mean that. Like it's one thing to say it, but you got to know that's your home. Like I don't live in Florida, right? So for me, it's not again, I'm sad for them. It's a terrible situation, but it doesn't affect my day-to-day life right now, like my home being displaced or anything like that. But when you have to make those decisions, and the big thing was Tropicana Stadium. Did you see the pictures of that this morning?
Oh, gosh, the roof getting torn off.
Yeah.
I thought the point of the dome was to keep the roof on.
Yeah, that roof is gone.
Yeah, and that's where they were housing
the line
first
workers,
responders,
first responders, all that. That's where they're all going to be at. So we'll see. But the storm is moving through, and so that's the other crazy thing about a hurricane, right? It's like a day and a half, and then all of a sudden it's.
But then you have months and months of cleanup afterwards. Yeah.
Water. It'll definitely do that. And speaking of the high country, we're going to chat with Graystone Lodge at 8:30. We're going to talk with Katie Joe of Graystone Lodge, GRAY, Graystonelodge.com. Beautiful boutique hotel in Boone, North Carolina. Obviously, Boone, no stranger to the effects of Hurricane Helene as well. And so we'll get an update on the efforts that have been taking place, what's been going on over the past week. And we will continue that journey with Graystone Lodge. That's what we wanted to do whenever Hurricane Helene hit. And we spoke with Celine and we spoke with Justin. We said, guys, we know this is going to be a while. Let's talk about it and keep it at forefront for people, right, for the months to come, because it will take months. There's the adrenaline rush that just hits.
Right.
But by week 2, week 3,
yeah, you can kind of feel like at the beginning, everybody was just in this heightened awareness, that first week. And then you can feel kind of people trying to get back to their normal routine. But our hearts are with the people in the high country that are hurting.
No doubt.
And so continuing to send supplies and help and, things like Operation HELO, Operation Warmth. The chamber is still accepting donations. I think they're kind of pivoting around what they're going to do and thinking about what the next step is, what it's going to look like going forward. But monetary donations are definitely needed. So you can donate to Samaritan's Purple Heart Homes is doing a great job. Actually, they did their first chicken dinner,
yesterday.
Sold out.
Did they really?
Yeah,
they
before it was
sold
over.
out?
Sold out before it was over. They sold out a chicken. So
that's awesome.
Thank you guys for showing up, going and helping out the people of the high country. Because when you buy a meal, then that helps provide a meal for someone in the high country.
Shout out South River Baptist.
Way to go, guys.
And they'll be doing that every week.
Every single Wednesday.
Through November, mid-November for now. And you can go and buy a $10 plate Wednesday evenings, and you can pre-order as well. And we've got that information, and we'll post it and keep you guys apprised each week on it.
Posted on our social right now. So you can have the link to pre-order is in there as well. So you can pre-order. So that's what happened yesterday. They sold out of walk-up. So if you pre-order, you're guaranteed a meal. So let's say, every Wednesday night from now through November, stop by Statesville, have dinner for your family, set and ready to go. And then you know that you're helping another
quarter
family.
chicken plate, baked beans, slaw, dessert, and $10. And 100% of the proceeds go toward the support efforts that is going on for Hurricane Helene. and it's an incredible opportunity for the local community to participate in that and find a way. You're going to eat anyway. You're going to spend $10 if you go to McDonald's.
Right. Oh, easy.
So you might as well buy a hot plate.
Easy
that helps
$10
support.
to go to McDonald's, right? So might as well get like good, freshly made. I was out there yesterday, and they had the smokers out. I mean, they are doing it right. I mean, I just wanted to sit and hang out and have some chicken.
There you go. Every Wednesday, 4 to 7, I
4 to
believe,
7.
at Purple Heart Homes' facility there
Correct.
in Statesville. And it's cool to go by there and see the facility, too. They got some nice facility out there as well. Again, Purple Heart Homes being an organization that supports veterans across the entire country, and in this time of need, obviously knowing that the needs of Western North Carolina are great, and so they're stepping up and helping as well. So grateful for them. You could check out Putting the Pieces Back Together every Thursday. Today's Thursday. Yeah. 3 to 4 o'clock. John Galena, Devin Alexander co-hosting Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. Grateful for all of the companies and business partners in the community that also support that show as well and help put that one on. I mentioned to you USPS. They're going to start resuming the mail in Western North Carolina. And it's... You almost have to wonder, okay, are you going to set up like a central spot for them to go pick up their mail at some point?
I wonder about that too. With no roads, like some places don't have roads that you can travel. Like, are they going on horseback to deliver the mail? Or I don't know how they're going to do that. But
because some people like I don't know if you're the type, if you set up like e-bills, right, or getting notifications electronically rather than through mail.
Yeah.
Some things though, I keep on receiving via mail. I like receiving it via mail.
You like getting it via mail?
Because it's kind of like, okay, I've gotten this notice. This is like, take care of this one. Like I kind of use it as like my priority 1, priority 3 type thing in my mind. So
gotcha.
Try to figure a way to decide.
No, I check my mail maybe once a month, and my mailbox is at the end of my driveway, and my driveway's not long. I'm the worst. Like, I already had to drive home. I got to get all my stuff out of the car. You really want me to walk to the end of my driveway, get the mail out, and then have to sort it when I get inside? Please.
Someone comes and takes the time, goes to the end of your driveway in the mailbox. They put the mail there, and you don't even you drive past it every single day.
I do drive past it. I drive past it every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's not far. It's just one of those things. It was worse when I lived in the condo because you had to actually go to like the mailbox and bring your key, and I would go and it would just like pop out like one of the Jack in the Box. It was awful. And Rob just he's like, I quit the mail. I said, you can't quit the mail. He's like, I quit. I just don't check it. It's too full. They can't put any more. I don't get mail anymore.
We're coming up on that holiday season for all of the toy magazines and all of the different stuff coming in too.
Yeah.
So it's the thick paper right now. That's about to start.
I know. And the toy magazines, I don't think we get those anymore, though.
None? At all?
No.
I definitely get a few.
What toy magazines do you get?
Well, Amazon's got the magazine.
Oh, they do have their
Amazon
Amazon wish list. Yes, I've seen that one. Yeah.
That's wild. Amazon's sending in magazines now.
Yeah.
Whenever you.
I like it though. I like the old fashioned we used to go through the Sears catalog. That's how old I am.
Right, like an East Bay magazine or just
East Bay.
Yeah,
yes.
East Bay was awesome.
Hit the horns for an East Bay magazine.
Right. What was the? What was the? Just wasn't there like a skating one with like skateboards and she's like, I can't CCS.
I never got that one. Ours was Delia's.
Things, yeah.
That was for the girls, the millennial girls. All got the Delia's catalog. It was everything, and it was like, oh, I just want to be a Delia's girl so badly. Like just the coolest girl ever. That's who a Delia's girl was.
Paper's making a comeback. That's what it means. I think,
like
right?
Prince not dead.
That's good. That's what we like to hear.
Bring it back.
No, I never left. Plenty, especially in the holiday time.
That's right.
That's right. There. All right, so we'll chat with Graystone Lodge, Gray, GraystoneLodge.com, Katie Jo, and what's going on in the high country, Boone, North Carolina specifically. We'll look at today, get the stories of what's been going on the past week. Also, we'll talk with Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating, you're doing that with Patrick Reynolds every single day. 844-STUDIO-4, 844-788-3464.
Stay where you are. There's more Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, of course, the folks in Western North Carolina in our thoughts and prayers trying to heal from Helene, and now the folks in Florida also in our thoughts and prayers being ravaged by Hurricane Milton last night. Our weather around Lake Norman, though, in good shape. Milton's not coming here. Plenty of sunshine, low to mid-70s for today. We'll fall back into the mid-40s overnight and warm up to the upper 60s, low 70s for our Friday. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses, like Top Notch Gutters of Statesville.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Brookdale Village in Huntersville presents their free concert series Live Under the Oaks on Friday. The Village is open all day for shopping and dining with Rocky Lynn taking the stage at 6 p.m. Bring your chairs and enjoy on-site beverages from Red Rocks. Live Under the Oaks with Rocky Lynn kicks off at 6 p.m. Friday in Brookdale Village. Old Town Cornelius is alive again with October's Second Friday Street Festival. Join friends and neighbors on October 11th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival season finale. Live music, an all-star lineup of breweries, delicious food trucks, sweet treats, a kids zone, petting zoo, vendors, and giveaways highlight a night of fun for the entire family. We'll see you in Old Town Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival. NASCAR returns to Charlotte Motor Speedway for their annual fall weekend in October on the Roval. The Xfinity Series holds the Drive for the Cure 250 on Saturday. The Cup Series competes in the Bank of America Roval 400 on Sunday. Weekend ticket packages as well as daily tickets are available. Also, check out deals for military service members, college students, suites, the Champions Pavilion, the Indoor Clubhouse, Terrace Box, 4-packs, and more. Don't miss any of the entertainment, including Eli Young Band and Tim Duggar concerts before NASCAR's National Series step closer to their championships. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for information, tickets, and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
That morning pep talk for Lake Norman, Statesville, with Justin, Bill, and Mamie now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:18. Happy Thursday to you. Rocking and rolling, heading on toward the weekend. Somebody that knows what's going on this weekend. Patrick Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
Host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating, you're hanging out with Patrick Reynolds, and you probably see him out and about around the community doing things like events and all that kind of stuff. Second Friday, is that this weekend?
Yeah.
Or
this
Friday?
Friday.
That's
Second
tomorrow.
Friday. It's the last one of the year, Second Friday Festival.
Very last one.
Mhm.
Are you going to go?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't
Okay.
really have anything going on this weekend. It's just been such a busy week. I think this weekend I might just sit on the couch and stare at the wall I got to catch up on Golden Bachelor, though. I didn't get to watch it last night.
That was last night?
It was last night, yeah.
I thought Thursday nights were Golden Bachelor.
I really don't know what nights these shows come on. It's just whenever I get home and I turn the TV on and it's like, here's the show that you like to watch. There's a new episode. I'm like, great. So that's what happened last night. I got home and they're like, new Golden Bachelor episode. So.
Yes, Golden Bachelor was last night.
So I watched about 15 minutes of it before I fell asleep.
Bill, did you watch any?
No, I did not. I just held the baby.
Last night, the part that I saw before I fell asleep was Chippendales dancing is what they were doing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, my boy Charles.
I'm not excited. Wait a
my
minute.
little word. Yeah, it's not. It was
I'll
not.
miss it.
Yeah, it was a good. It was like.
How did Charles do?
Yeah. Charles did exactly how you think he would
Right.
do. Yeah, so
What a
they learned
treasure.
how to dance from the Chippendale dancers who are like.
Is Charles the main character?
Sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's the
Should
main.
be.
Sorry. Yes, he's the main character. Yeah. He's not the Golden Bachelorette. Joan is.
Oh, got it. This is Bachelorette, not Bachelor.
Sorry, I misspoke. It is the Golden Bachelorette, yes. So Charles is one of the men pursuing her heart.
Okay.
But he has already captured America's heart. He is the sweetest. He's
Yeah,
not
just a
gonna
nice
not
guy.
gonna make it to the end.
So he's a 65-year-old Chippendale? Is that what he does?
No.
Sure. He could be.
We could do a whole show of us trying to explain this.
I'm giving it my best effort right now.
How it works. Who all the characters. We could do a full 2 hours of it. And then we'd come back the next day or the next week. And you'd be like,
who?
What? Much like word of the day.
I feel like I'm dedicating a lot of brain power to this right now.
You don't have to, though.
It kind of makes me feel Penelopean, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word.
But I don't know what end of Penelopean I am. Or
Right.
end of the
You
spectrum.
go either way.
Yeah.
You can be both in one day. So we were talking about the Luke Combs benefit concert
Yeah.
happening at Bank of America, but there's a local concert happening called Rock the Lake.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Colin Furt and some friends are putting it on.
Former commissioner of Town of Cornelius.
Yeah, former commissioner of Town of Cornelius. So he sent this over to me today. This
Great
is going to
beard.
happen on Sunday, October 27th at Lake Norman Brewery, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., $25 for the tickets. Listen to this lineup. Heartbreaker, Unknown Artist, Chasing Phoenix, Euphonics, Push, Even Flow, 90s rock tribute to there's a Queen City Siren. I mean, there's like a huge lineup. There's going to be an acoustic stage. There's going to be like a rock stage. So 2 stages at Lake Norman Brewery. They're going to have food trucks and things like that there as well. So on Saturday, you can go to Bank of America. On Sunday, you can go to Lake Norman Brewery for this benefit concert. All proceeds obviously go to Samaritan's Purse, and then they're
Okay.
going to pick a second charity, more localized to this area, to donate to as well.
That's awesome. Shout out to Colin. Great beard.
A lot of great opportunity here. That's another example of another opportunity to go out and support in the community and help those in need from Hurricane Helene and the efforts and things going on in Western North Carolina. So,
And if you got something that you're doing, listener,
Let us
or
know.
you're aware of, or you want to shed light on, give me a call here at the studio, 844-STUDIO-4, or shoot me an email, bill@WSICnews.com.
Yeah, let us know. Well, there you go, Bill. Give
Yeah.
out your email. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. Also, when you tag us in your Instagram, Facebook posts, stories, whatever, let us know. It's a good way for us to share with the community. We get email after email after email every single day of things and calls that people are doing. And we love to spread the news, but there's only so much that we can do. So if you want to do anything that you can to help us, get the word out, we really do appreciate it.
and the home ad show each day.
It's
thus
a great
far.
place to call in and let people know what's going on. Because it's not just buying, selling, celebrating, but announcements as well, things going on in the community. So that's a great space as well.
And you can send it in via email there as well. Give them another email. I just why not? Because people do still use email. Home ad at WSICnews.com is where you can. And every day at 10:30, they read the bag of mail. And
CC Bill on that.
okay.
The community at WSICnews.com is a great place too.
CCU or BCCU?
BCC me, actually.
Okay.
Blind carbon copy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to let home ad know that you're there.
Right, blind carbon copy.
Carbon
me on
copy is
that.
a funny idea too.
It's a great
Remember like the
concept.
actual carbon copy where you'd have to like
Oh, that's
press
where that
down?
came from.
Yeah. You'd have the form you fill out and they're like, press down hard. You've
Yeah.
got three carbon copies on here you have to sign.
You take the pink, I'm yellow,
Right.
they're white.
And then what did all my carbon copies just went straight to the trash. I didn't say any of them.
Well, they were handwritten on too.
Right.
Like,
I
that's
can't
amazing.
read what you guys wrote. It was funny, the questions last night. Number 1, it was kind of dark where I was standing. Number 2, I'm 45 years old. And my eyesight at the end of the day is just not as good as it used to be.
You
I
had
am
the cards.
holding-
You were doing the vision thing, the back and forth.
We call it the trombone. There was one.
The trombone.
We call it the trombone in our house. And there was one where I was like, I need to put this one on the ground to be able to read it. So I just handed it over to your young eyes. You're like, what? You can't read this. This says blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
Well, it was more so funny because on the stage there at Kane Center for the Arts, which is a beautiful theater, by
Yeah,
the
it's
way.
gorgeous.
Very booth style looking theater.
It is
inside
not.
over there.
It is not.
And
It's
you're
not.
behind the corner, stage left, like behind the curtain a little bit. But then there was another cohort of yours that you guys had some kind of system. And I would come over like off stage while the candidates were giving their spiels. And these cards just started flying around the corner. And I was like, people are throwing cards at you this whole time, Mames? That's the system here? Like, yep.
It's the one I came up with.
They were throwing them on stage, and then you would like walk over to get them. It was amazing.
Yeah, they were like, how do we get cards to you without going in front? Because we had cameras set up because we were live streaming. How do we get it without walking in front of the camera? And I was like, oh, just throw it right here.
Right there on the side.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked. It worked great. Yeah. You got all the questions? We got a lot of questions too, but yeah, good experience. But yeah, my age definitely showed last night. So I have to just remember, if we're doing an evening event, I need to bring my glasses.
What do you think the average age was in the room there?
Average age, I would say 50.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit older, maybe 52.
Okay.
What do you think? I was behind the curtain, though. I couldn't really see everybody. I could only see a small section
I
of
was going to say 55 plus.
55, yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
For sure.
But just a reminder, yeah, voting matters. It does. It does. And you can get frustrated with politics, but if you don't use your voice, then you can't complain about the decisions that are made.
Well, and this is, and it's, we have to remember too, this year might be the presidential one, right? The big national stuff, statewide ran. But next year's municipal. We're right back to the localest of the locals next year.
Man, and that was a thing last year too. So hopefully it'll be a good experience for everybody this year or this coming up year. But yeah, just the national ones get more attention nationally, obviously, right? They get more attention, they get more contentious. But the importance of those local elections, because those are the people that are making those decisions every day that are going to affect your life, your taxes, your property, your, things that are built, new infrastructure, new businesses coming in. Those are the things that are going to affect your everyday life. And so those are the ones to make sure that you're not only voting, but you're an educated voter. I think one of the candidates last night said, like, they're an informed voter, right? So they want to do research. They want to know what they're voting for when you vote. And I think that's really important.
It's one of those times where something like Hurricane Helene happens, and again, the effects of it beyond just devastation, but okay, we're about to, at some point, going to get injected with a lot of cash from the federal government into the state, into the different areas and regions and territories. Different initiatives will get specific funding, all those kinds of things. So the ability to manage is going to be very, very important, specifically for this time we're in. It's not like going to be lull years of nothing having to do from a management perspective. So who you vote for and their ability to manage is also a huge factor.
Yeah, some of those positions that don't get maybe as much attention in the national bill, like think about state auditor and some of those other positions that kind of deal with money and finances. Those are really important ones to look into and vote for the people that you want to have in that office, or the people who follow the policies and procedures that you would be in favor of as well.
Yeah. And what I find is once you kind of just stick your nose in just a little bit to get active, you become curious a little bit more naturally.
Yeah.
And then you start to want to learn a little bit more and a little bit more. Next thing you know, you're a participant in a democracy. So that's what you want to. That's what you want to be.
Last night I felt bad because there was a gentleman named Dave who was there and had this sweet dragon shirt on. By the way, too.
That was awesome.
And I didn't get to his. There was one question on there that I didn't get to because there was a lot left too, even by the end. But he was asking about marijuana, and I didn't. I didn't have a chance to ask about that.
That would have been a good rapid fire question at the end that you did. I like those. Those were tough, though. Those were tough questions.
Hey, Marijuana Dave, call in.
Let's find out.
Look, we call them out, and they call in. I guess this is how it works now.
I'm setting out a different kind of bat signal.
Smoke signal.
Yeah, that's it.
No, there
Follow the smell.
There was plenty of other questions last night that needed some attention, and so tried to get as broad as we could as well, because how you pack in. That's the other thing, is we only have so much time in a day. All of us as individuals, right? So you want to be informed, you want to know, but to get to the intricacies of every single thing all the time, it's just also not realistic too at the same time. So you got to really take some time yourself to do a little bit of the research. And then, if there's particular questions, because you got to remember too, that there may be an idea out there. There may be a concept out there that might be, the big shiny object right now that everyone wants to talk about. But at the same time, the reality of, will anything actually happen from that? Will there be a policy created from it? Will there be any actual change? Or is it more of something that, hey, it's been decided on, or hey, it's, we kind of know where it's going to land. Is that what the focus is? And that's a personal decision, right?
Yeah,
everyone's life is different. Everyone's dealing with different things. So speaking of, we're going to find out what's going on, what people are dealing with in Boone right now. Highcountry Happenings coming up next with Graystone Lodge, Gray. Graystone Lodge. GraysstoneLodge.com, Gray, GraysstoneLodge.com. Beautiful boutique hotel in Boone, North Carolina. Katie, Joe. And then later on, we're going to chat with Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, buying, selling, and celebrating. Hanging out with him every day. 844-STUDIO-4, that's the number.
You should really stick around to hear what the crazy gang of three have to say next. Good morning, LKN on WSIC.
Well, of course, the folks in Western North Carolina in our thoughts and prayers trying to heal from Helene, and now the folks in Florida also in our thoughts and prayers being ravaged by Hurricane Milton last night. Our weather around Lake Norman, though, in good shape. Milton's not coming here. Plenty of sunshine, low to mid-70s for today. We'll fall back into the mid-40s overnight and warm up to the upper 60s, low 70s for our Friday. That's your forecast. In the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
New lunch specials now available at Mooresville's best Italian spot, Pomodoro's. Open Tuesday through Sunday and ready to serve you the best Italian this side of the motherland. View the mouth-watering menu at pomodoros.com.
Lowry Drug is a source for excellent pharmacy services. We have served the Statesville community since 1959. We have attentive customer service, a state-of-the-art compounding laboratory, and the Dispill medication packaging system that takes the work out of medication management for those using medication planners. We do it for you. Come see us at Lowry Drug in Statesville. Call 704-873-2247. Come see us.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawFirm.com.
Make your work easier with Eagle Rentals of Troutman and Statesville. Eagle Rentals has generators, heaters, fans, painting equipment, floor care equipment, pressure washers, lighting equipment, and lawn care equipment. Plus, Eagle Rentals has construction equipment like forklifts, bobcat loaders, backhoes, excavators, and more. Reserve online at EagleRentals.com. That's EagleRentals.com.
Welcome home to the feeling of Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is family owned and operated and understands the meaning of community. We treat you like family because you are family. Visit hornhvac.com.
Drum Landscape Supply is the go-to spot for anything you need for your yard. Transform your landscaping. Drum Landscape Supply has trees, flowers, natural stone, custom blended grass seed, mulch, and more. Plus, they deliver. DrumLandscapeSupply.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The state of Florida is only just beginning to assess the damage and losses from Hurricane Milton. Florida's theme parks remain shut down. Bloomberg analysts say that Disney, already dealing with weakness at its domestic theme parks, is likely to see an income hit of at least $125 million as a result of Milton. Marriott International has agreed to pay $52 million to resolve state and federal claims stemming from major data breaches that affected more than 300 million of the hotel chain's customers. The Federal Trade Commission and a group of 49 states and the District of Columbia just announced the terms of separate settlements with Marriott. As part of the agreements, the company will also take steps to strengthen its IT security. And consumer prices are in the spotlight later this morning. Economists anticipate that key measures of inflation slowed in September in spite of price pressures in some categories of goods, including used cars. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Now, back to more of Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN 8:34. It's time for Highcountry Happenings, focusing on what is going on in the High Country. Graystone Lodge, Gray, GraystonLodge.com. Being joined this morning by Katie Jo. Good morning, Katie Jo. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Oh, doing all right. Excited to check in with you, see what's been going on in Boone in the past week in the High Country area. Please give us an update. What have things been like over the past 7 days up there?
I mean, we have just been overwhelmed with so many wonderful volunteers and organizations coming our way to help us up here. And then also just having a lot of local businesses step up as well, just to help our community. You know, it's been, I think, about 12 days since the hurricane hit. And, you know, we're kind of seeing some normalcy back in some places like Boone, but the rest of our county is still hurting a little bit. And I think the consensus with everybody is, obviously we want to get back to a normal place, but we are not going to stop helping our neighbors until we can all get back to that normalcy. We're really focusing on just making sure that we're helping everybody in our community.
Katie, the concept, like you're saying, as far as Boone itself, right? If you think about the main roads, 421, 321, 105, even parts of 221, we'll even say, right? These main kind of corridors being open, but the down in the holler, the long driveways, the valleys, the other cut through streets, how are those starting to look? Are you hearing more stories? Are people coming out of the woods? What's going on from that front then for off the beaten path?
Yeah, so whenever you're driving around Boone right now, it kind of looks a little bit normal, except for certain parts of Boone that had a lot of significant flooding, especially over near the Walmart area. But, the other places in the county, there's so many rural areas, they've done a pretty good job of cleaning the roads up, but there's still a lot of debris and things. And there are still people that are without power and that cannot get into Boone as well. And that's, you got to understand that that's a lot of the workforce in Boone, and a lot of the locals live outside of Boone. So, it's kind of affecting everyone, and we're not going to stop until we make sure that everybody in our community is taken care of. Because whenever you drive, like I said, whenever you drive around Boone right now, it might look a little normal, but it's definitely not for the locals. Because, I work in Boone, but I live close to Banner Elk, and it's just kind of a different world in between there. So we just got to be, kind and respectful, and obviously we love our tourists, and we're eager to have them back, but we just got to make sure that our community is taken care of first.
One of the ideas that you brought up last week, an opportunity for those to help and support the small business community throughout the high country and in Western North Carolina, gift cards. And it seems like there's more of that picking up. Can you share with us what's going on with Amy Forrester and fizzEd and some of these efforts and for donations?
Of course. So we've got, like I said, a lot of these local businesses that we love and I talk about on the show all the time that are just, reaching out in the community to see what they can do. It's kind of like we're all taking what resources and what, things that we're good at, and we're using that to better our community. We've got people at the hotels on my side of things that we're helping out displaced people and just, disaster crews. And then the restaurants are helping out in the way they can, which is cooking hot meals for the community. So I have Amy Forrester on with me. She's the owner of fizzEd, and they have done a tremendous job of helping to feed people in these rural areas. And she's going to talk a little bit about that. Good morning.
Hey, Amy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're so grateful for your time, and please share with us what are some of the efforts that are taking place there in the high country.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. We initially decided, like she was just saying, we can do what we do best, which is feed people. And so initially we thought, well, at least we can try to figure out a way to provide a free meal for anyone who can make it in, who needs a hot meal and is able to get to the restaurant to eat. So we started offering a free hot meal thanks to donations from our friends and family who were able to help us create sort of a small fund to feed those in need. And then we realized pretty quickly that we have the capacity to do a lot more. We have a really large kitchen and a really great staff that is incredibly efficient. So we decided to try and identify some needs in the more rural areas that, those folks that have been several days without a hot meal. So we worked with a couple of different local organizations and just friends and neighbors who were able to identify specific neighborhoods that maybe were isolated, that were only reachable by ATV, or that had not had power for several days and water and weren't able to get a hot meal. Identified those areas of need, found people to make deliveries for us, and have sent actually at this point, we're at about 1,500 meals that we have sent out into the rural areas to feed those people that have the most immediate and greatest need.
Amy Forrester of fizzEd joining us. And so this concept of gift cards and being able to buy and support, can you break down for us the opportunity here for those maybe not living in the high country and those that want to support, and the ability to, and meals just being one of those core three things of what everyone needs. And so can you share too, what's the opportunity going forward for people to continue to support?
So for us to be able to continue specifically delivering to those rural areas, folks are calling in. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to sell the gift cards online right now, but you can call into the restaurant. The number is 828-832-8102 and purchase a gift card from us. We then set aside those gift cards and designate them to use for the cost of food and materials to deliver those meals out. We also hold some for people that are still able to make it into the restaurant and do need that hot meal and that little bit of normalcy. And so all of those gift cards are designated for us to pay directly for those people that are in need. And I also will say there are multiple restaurants doing similar things in the area. So reach out to your favorite, see if they're doing that. And if they're not, you can still purchase a gift card to use later when tourism does pick back up a little bit. It would certainly help all of the smaller local businesses to be able to sell gift cards and have that income on hand to kind of keep us going through what would be our busiest season. And certainly now is looking very different this year.
Amy Forrester of fizzEd, 828-832-8102. I'll read that back again, 828-832-8102. Amy, would you mind sharing your perspective to being a small business owner there in Boone, North Carolina, and your particular space and your neighbors' spaces as well from the business community side, the physical space of their businesses. What's the current status of that there in Boone?
Downtown Boone was very fortunate, I would say, in comparison with most. There was some flooding down King Street, down Depot Street, and we do have some neighbors who did suffer some loss in basement areas from flooding, lost some equipment, things like that. I know Wildwood Community Market experienced some loss in their equipment, and they've done a really great job of being resilient and getting back open. But most of us suffered much less loss than we thought we would, seeing the flooding that was happening. So I would say we're very lucky. We are ready to serve when the time is right, and we are all open and ready to go right now with mostly normal hours, considering we are under a curfew. So most of us are closing at 10 to respect the 11 p.m. curfew in town.
Amy, for the community coming together, and this is one of those scenarios, right, where devastation, terrible situation, but at the same time, the compassion of people comes out and is shown. What's that been like for you as a business owner and community participant? And all these times we talk about community, but you guys more probably than most are seeing what the true impact of that is. What's that been like for you?
Honestly, it really is humbling to watch people come together and express a desire to meet needs that are as important but also as simple as a meal. Our regular customers are coming in and asking, how can I help? How can I be involved? They appreciate what is happening, and they really just want to be involved on such a direct level of, I know that if I support you, I'm going to feed one person, and that's the best that I can do right now. But, really just a lot of grace, a lot of humility, and the community is really stepping up in big ways to help each other.
Amy Forrester of fizzEd, 828-832-8102, 828-832-8102. You can also check out their site, fizzedboone.com, FIZZED Boone.com. Amy, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Katie Jo, as far as the physical property of Graystone Lodge, GRAY, GraysstoneLodge.com, how is the hotel doing? Obviously a wonderful lodging location, probably even needs being met there for people for responding to the emergency, needing a place for lodging. What's the physical property like at Graystone now at this point?
We did suffer a little bit of flooding in our lobby area and some first floor rooms, but we're working diligently to get everything repaired, not only so we can get back for the tourism side of things, but just because we do have, people that need those rooms right now with locals and with disaster crews and things like that coming in, and we're not currently taking any tourism reservations, so we're just hoping to get those rooms back up in order as soon as we can. But we're very fortunate to have mainly there's people that lost a lot of things, and there's just we're very lucky that we just had a little bit of flooding and a little bit of damage that we can recover from.
Katie Jo, Highcountry Happenings, Graystone Lodge, Gray, GraystoneLodge.com. Katie Jo, we appreciate you. Amy, we appreciate you as well. Excited to hear the continued efforts continuing forward for as long as it takes supporting the High Country. We're grateful for y'all's time each and every week. We'll chat with you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Birkdale Village in Huntersville presents their free concert series Live Under the Oaks on Friday. The Village is open all day for shopping and dining with Rocky Lynn taking the stage at 6 p.m. Bring your chairs and enjoy on-site beverages from Red Rocks. Live Under the Oaks with Rocky Lynn kicks off at 6 p.m. Friday in Birkdale Village. Old Town Cornelius is alive again with October's Second Friday Street Festival. Join friends and neighbors on October 11th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival season finale. Live music, an all-star lineup of breweries, delicious food trucks, sweet treats, a kids zone, petting zoo, vendors, and giveaways highlight a night of fun for the entire family. We'll see you in Old Town Cornelius for the Second Friday Street Festival. NASCAR returns to Charlotte Motor Speedway for their annual fall weekend in October on the Roval. The Xfinity Series holds the Drive for the Cure 250 on Saturday. The Cup Series competes in the Bank of America Roval 400 on Sunday. Weekend ticket packages as well as daily tickets are available. Also, check out deals for military service members, college students, suites, the Champions Pavilion, the Indoor Clubhouse, Terrace Box, 4-packs, and more. Don't miss any of the entertainment, including Eli Young Band and Tim Duggar concerts before NASCAR's National Series step closer to their champions. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for information, tickets, and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN. 8:48. Might be talking with Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. Quite a few of those to go around these days. Curious to see tomorrow when we talk to Patrick. Is it birthdays, anniversaries I won yesterday?
Well, it should be anniversaries for October because October in North Carolina, October is the number one month for weddings.
The number one.
Number one. Yeah, it surpassed June. The weather's nicer, you know.
Yours was September or October?
The very end of September. So yeah, right on the edge of October.
Did you say no October because you didn't want to be cold? Is that like one of the factors for you?
Yeah, because my sister actually got married the first week of October, and it was freezing.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a random cold front. No, it was Rob and I counted up how much money we had, and then we counted the dates on the calendar and figured out, all right, we can get married in 8 weeks. That's really what it was. This is a weekend that everybody's free.
All right, maybe an anniversary win, maybe a birthday will win. Patrick, who won yesterday, a birthday or an anniversary?
What did win yesterday? Birthday won yesterday. Thanks, Joe told me right in my ear. I couldn't even remember. That's how bad my memory is. Yeah.
Excellent.
We had a birthday win yesterday. Yeah,
Wait, speaking of birthdays, Patrick, I'm sorry. Can I interject?
Please do.
I want to give a big happy birthday shout out to Papa P, Nat's dad, Lachlan's Pop. Happy birthday, Papa P up in Maryland. He is a everyday listener.
Papa P, Papa P, Papa P.
Papa P, happy birthday. We're thinking
happy
of
birthday.
You. Enjoy.
Where's Papa P fall on the Penelopean
It's close.
spectrum?
He's loyal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Noah, my son, is here today joining us, and he's
He made a necklace.
I got a necklace.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about you chill out a little bit, dude?
Sorry about that, Patrick Reynolds.
Okay.
We got a new necklace.
Now it's up in flames. Sorry.
Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, joining us. When's your birthday, Patrick? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
I'm a January baby.
Oh, what day?
Oh,
What day?
yeah, what day?
30th.
Oh,
Okay.
Aquarius.
Yes, I am an Aquarius.
I'm younger in the year than you. I'm the 24th.
I'm younger in
You're
the year
younger
than
in
you.
many ways than me.
Patrick, what's it called? So my birthday is January 9th, 1990. Now, what's interesting about that is if you take the year 1990 and you put some dashes in there, 1990, the year is my birth date.
That's neat.
Am I articulating that correctly?
Yes, I do.
Are you following
I'm
along?
following you.
What do
Yes,
we
sir.
call that? Can we call it a Wilton? Because that's my name.
Yeah,
and right
let's
now
call it that. That's what we're
the
going to call it.
definition of Wilton is a carpet that gets walked on.
I like the birthday dash much better than you getting walked on. So let's call it a Wilton.
We'll call
All
it a
right,
Wilton.
it's a Wilton. Cool, thanks. And Tia,
When your year matches your birthday,
that's a Wilton.
it's a Wilton.
Right.
Congrats. And now that's what the kids will call it.
All right.
A Wilton.
Yeah.
I think we're all doing that with our birthday years now and realizing it's not as cool as yours. It just doesn't.
No,
last.
mine doesn't do that. I got to
Right.
come up with something cool to represent Mamie too, because I don't want to be sea of bitterness.
Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter because your birthday don't match.
It's not just bitter.
-5, maybe.
It is the sea of bitterness.
The
I mean,
sea of bitterness.
In 5 years, they're going to be doing word of the day and be like, what's Wilton? It's either your birthday spread out and with dashes or a carpet that people walk on.
That's it.
Either way, at least you're not a
sea of bitterness.
A Mamie.
At least you're not a Mamie. How many times have I heard that in my life?
Just take everybody's names and start using
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Do you ask for names still these days on the Home Ad Show, Patrick? Because some people call in anonymously on the Home Ad Show. You gotta wonder sometimes.
I would like to remain anonymous. I don't have a problem with that. The important thing is the phone number, so we connect people back and forth and they can talk. But if they'd like to slide under the radar, that is totally fine. On the Home Ad Show, we welcome folks. As long as they're calling and listening, that's great. If they don't want their name out there, fine. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm happy to have them just as part of the show.
Today, Patrick asked every single person what's the meaning of their name, and then report back to us tomorrow. I can't wait.
What's the meaning of their name?
Yeah. Do you know what the meaning of? That's what we were talking about earlier. Do you know the meaning of Patrick? Is there a meaning behind it, or?
I did ask my mom about it. I said, why? And she just said, I just like the name. It wasn't any deeper than that. But I did ask her about that one time. So, if we go back to the historical meaning in the Irish heritage, I'm sure there's plenty of stories about it. But as far as Mom is concerned, yeah, she just liked it. So my story would come up, I think, kind of flat.
All right. Well, in Latin, your name means nobleman, so I would just go with that.
Huzzah!
Okay.
Congrats.
All right.
That was high status in the Roman times from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So good job.
Nobleman.
I'm also seeing that the meaning of Patrick can also mean son of Patrick. So I'll unpack that later.
I'm a son of James and Kathy.
Nice.
All good meanings of Patrick. I will greatly embrace the meaning of that. I like the Latin nobleman. That's cool. I can change that and be like, that could be my new superhero persona.
There you
Mask, cape, nobleman. I like it.
Nobleman.
Nobleman.
Nobleman or noble, depending on how we do it.
Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating, or general chit-chat, or general knowledge, or seeking advice, or seeking the name of your name, and what does it mean?
That's right.
And putting all of that together. But what else Patrick does is he hangs out around town quite a bit. There's quite a few events that take place. Patrick, what's going on this weekend? Anything good?
Oh, quite a bit, yes. Brookdale Village has live music on Friday night. The Second Friday Street Festival will be going on simultaneously in Old Town Cornelius. Hickory outside, a little bit west of the WSIC folks. I think we still come in up there. They have a big Oktoberfest Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for this weekend. It is, I believe, Monday, Columbus Day holiday, and this is usually traditionally a very big weekend for activities. So I think it's one of those things where you walk out your front door, you hang a right out of the driveway, there's probably something going on, and when you get back in from the festival, wherever you attended, and you walk back down your driveway, grab the mail while you're heading back in and, go sort through it when you get back to the house.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're welcome.
All right, Patrick. Have a great show, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys. Talk to you at 9.
There you go, Home Ad Show. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating, you're doing that with Patrick Reynolds. Joe Berg producing up there.
Props to him for hopping on and, playing ball with us.
Yeah, I appreciate him.
'Cause we just throw him some random zingers.
We do throw some stuff out there. Speaking of getting something thrown at you, Anderson Cooper video, we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it on the sheet?
It's on the sheet. Yeah, it's on the
yeah.
sheet.
Just give me a...
Yeah. So we talk about Anderson Cooper is out there reporting live in the hurricane. I don't know why they make people stand outside during a hurricane, but I guess
And the water now is really starting to pour
when he
over.
did it, yeah.
If you look
He's
at
standing
the
outside in the middle of the hurricane and just something... Looks like a
and the
tile
water
or
now is
something.
really starting to pour over.
And
if you look at the ground,
smack.
Right
I think
in
it
the
was
face.
a piece of styrofoam.
Styrofoam, okay. Like
Thankfully.
from the top of a little cooler or something.
Oh my gosh, but
that would
still a
still
direct
hurt.
hit. Yeah, it's
Right
a
in the
direct hit
face.
to the tooth.
See, I feel like this is something like if this were Bill and I in this scenario, right here, like Bill.
Bill actually
I'm not saying,
threw it at him. Yes, that was my first thought.
All right.
His producer just was like, "We got to make it look more
We gotta
realistic."
drum something up here.
Bill started making.
That's why I didn't want to play it because I didn't want to laugh because I don't want to laugh at somebody's horrible situation. But it is.
It's funny. He should know better than being out there. Anderson Cooper's been doing this long enough. He should know not to be standing outside.
Now I'm
during a
wondering if
hurricane.
there is a producer out there just holding up.
That's what I'm
you know,
saying.
just
we would do
waiting
it,
for
right?
Right.
The hand signals Bill was throwing at me last night at the candidate forum. I mean,
the
I could
text
only-
thread, yeah, the whole thing. It was it was a good time though. We had fun.
Last night, if you missed, there was the public candidate forum for House District 98 that took place at Kane Center for the Arts. And if you missed it, you can always go back and watch it. That's the best part about the internet. Also, the worst part about the internet. Nothing
Ever goes away.
Yeah.
My dad, I don't know what made me think about this, but I could picture my dad off in the corner being like, "You guys never take anything seriously." And I feel like that's what he would say to us if we were sitting around in here too. But we were, my dad would always try to get us to do these musical performances and videos and stuff. And my sisters and I would just crack up laughing, much like the three of us do whenever we're trying to do something serious. And,
Oh, yeah.
And my dad would be on the side go, "You girls never take anything seriously." And then we would laugh harder and then he'd get more angry. That was just kind of the go-to for every scenario that dad put us in.
Yeah, there was points where I just look up and Bill was like staring at me, and then I felt weird. And I tried to keep my face as best I could, but he just kept trying to make me laugh. But I think I won that battle. Reese, are you playing music this weekend?
Yes, this Sunday.
Okay, tell people.
Reese, come in here.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh,
not
you got a
mic
microphone.
again.
Okay.
Reese, tell people about your band. Tell people where you're playing at, and tell them whether or not shirts are optional.
Okay. So the band is Modern Medicine. We're playing at Old Town Public House on Sunday, October 13th. Shirts, that's up to you.
It's outdoors, right?
Yeah.
Optional.
That's why I said
Yeah,
that's
if
why
it's
I-
outdoors,
yeah.
shirts are
Yeah.
optional.
Okay.
It might be a little chilly this
I'm
weekend.
not sure
though.
what the weather's going to be like. Personally, I would keep it on, but
Are you a headbanger? Like, do you
Oh, yeah.
jam like that? Like that's
Yeah.
your style?
yeah, like you got two different types of musicians. You got the ones that just stand there and play, right? Like just doing it.
The Bills of the world.
Bill's showing you.
Right.
Yeah.
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 But,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
All right, and
Right.
then what's the other type?
and then you got the ones who move around, interact with the audience, interact with the other band members. That's what I am.
That's what you're doing.
Yes.
All right.
You like go like neck to neck and like solo like with other
Yeah.
artists like
Are you like back to back singing in the microphone
yeah
together?
back to backs like
No, none of
I'm
that.
gonna be honest. I haven't pulled that one off in a while.
the back to back?
No.
You're getting good practice in
Well,
right
you
now. it
know,
looks like
Reese,
right
I'll be
now.
there incognito mode so that you can't see
With your
with my hat and my glasses.
Yeah, with your hat on.
Yeah.
Not showing your face.
Right. No. I'll be there. I'll be there in disguise, but I'll be watching.
And that's on Sunday?
That is on Sunday.
What time on Sunday?
6 p.m. I believe. That's
Okay.
when we go on. The event starts at 2.
Okay.
Oh, it's like an all afternoon style event going on out there. Okay.
He plays when he plays.
That's
So
rock
you-
and roll.
you just
He's
gotta
rock
be
and
there.
roll.
You just gotta
Yeah,
be
you
there.
Show up. I'll
It's
be
rock
there
and
when
roll.
I'm
You
there.
just show up, and when the spirit hits, that's when I start playing.
That's it.
When the
Okay.
spirit of rock hits,
Shout out Reese.
you gotta
He's
be
the
there
man.
for it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Home Ad shows up next. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating, hang out with Patrick Reynolds, Joe Berg there, and make that happen. 844 Studio 4. Tomorrow, bound to be another day.
Fish of the week.
Fish of the week.
Come on, fish, start lining up.
Brought to you by Horn Heating and Air Conditioning, HORNEHVAC.
I think there's something in Lake Norman right now.
I heard about that.
Yeah. More to come tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
An investigation. In
We got our
journalistic
investigative
report.
reporter on the scene.
My goodness.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.